All right, so now I'm going to explain the Magtheridon encounter itself using this little spreadsheet right here. So Magtheridon has 3 phases. During phase 1, we're going to be fighting 5 ads that are called the channelers, and he is going to be banished, so completely inactive at the center of the room. In phase 2, he's going to wake up and become active, and that's when we start tanking him in the middle of the room. It's actually very much in the middle. This image isn't as current as we do nowadays. And during phase 3, it's kind of the same, except there's like more mechanics coming. So phase 1, what you have to know is those channelers, they have a few abilities. They can heal each other, and they can also do an AoE Shadowbolt volley. Both of those spells need to be interrupted. They will also sometimes summon infernals, actually abyssals, I think, that needs to be feared and banished. We have a tank making sure that they pick the loose infernals when they are not being CC'd. So we will tank those ads in like with specific assigns, and we will kill them in a specific order as well. So we will always go skull into X into square into moon into triangle, so that at the end of phase 1, like everyone will be kind of standing over here, and Magtheridon will be attacking the tank over there, and there's no risk of eating the cleave. So that is really deadly. So what we do is we have one tank, tank skull, and then we'll go grab triangle in the case that we have moon and triangle being tanked by the same tank. We could do 5 tanks, it just depends on the roster. And also something to note is that every time one of them dies, the other gets increased damage that stacks. So at the end, triangle is much more dangerous than like skull was. So the main tank right here always tanks X and square. I mean the main tank for Magtheridon in phase 2. And we misdirect skull into one tank to make sure we can pump damage immediately. We misdirect a square into X so that the main tank can tank both of them here. And when we do one tank for the last 2 ads, we have another misdirect from moon onto square. Specific healing assigns, okay, that's normal. And we also have kick assigns. So we, as I said, always want to be kicking the heals and the AoE Shadowbolt volleys. For this, we have people that are assigned to always be on their target and making sure that they are interrupting those spell casts. And if you are assigned to a target, that makes it so that if you want to be in range to interrupt that target, you won't be in range to attack whoever is currently the kill order target. Then you want to prioritize your interrupt target rather than the kill order. Basically, Thailand, for example, is supposed to be kicking triangle at all times, and Thailand will be like kind of standing here, and at no like time he will be able to damage skull, X, square, and moon. So he just stays there, damages triangle, and makes sure that he always interrupts the spellcast. On the pool as well, we have Curse of Tongues assigned specifically for all of those ads so that it's easier to interrupt. And for anyone that has an interrupt and whoever's target is dead, now it becomes FFA, so just interrupt whenever you can, whenever you're in range of an interrupt. Then, after 2 minutes or when all the ads die, usually all the ads are dead, Magtheridon will start to activate. So let's watch, first of all, phase 1. So we will start with like getting in our position in the room, and we can absolutely position near them, they will only pull when they receive the first instance of damage. Right here we do always training for the cube assigns, and we will do that every week. So people just position near the cube that they are assigned to. I'll talk about that later. And then we have a pull timer with the misdirects going, and we start pumping. This is a very mana intensive fight, as I said. So if you are a mana user, you want to be using mana pots and dark runes on cooldown and very early, so that you can use like many of them. I'm not kidding. It's a very mana intensive fight. You also you want to use everything you can for mana sustain. So yeah, as you can see, now the raid is going to Moon. One of the Infernal on the top of my screen is being feared. Another one in the middle is banished. And yep. Now this Abyssal is free, by the way, so technically it should be picked up by one of the tanks. And now phase 2 starts. So that was very easy, it's very short. Now we are starting to fade Magtheridon.